Welcome. In this video lecture, I'm going to talk about the Pandas libraries, one of the data structure which is basically the series. Okay, but first of all, let's discuss what is Pandas. Pandas is basically comes from panel data or Python for data analysis, which basically use this particular library for the data manipulation, data processing perspective, if the data having the missing values, how we can fill those missing values, or if you want to remove particular row or a particular column, or if you want to add a new column or a row. So for this manipulations, we can use this pandas library. Okay, so first of all, I am basically calling this library with the help of import pandas as pd. Okay, so that is how we are going to call it. And then pandas, as I mentioned earlier, that pandas have the two type of the data structure. One is series and another is a data frame. So in this video, we are going to talk about the series data structure. So series data structure is basically similar to the NumPy array. Okay, as we have discussed about the NumPy array, that is basically exactly look like the list, right? But it is much faster compared to the Python list. Okay, the similarly the series is similar to the NumPy. The main difference with the series and the NumPy array is that if you know that when we are defining a NumPy array, it having the index values which is 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, which we cannot change. But in series we can change, or you can say we can label those indexes whatever we want. Okay, secondly, if we have already defined a Python list or a NumPy array or a dictionary, so we can convert them into a pandas series. So first of all, let's discuss how we can define a pandas series. So that is, first of all, I'm going to call the pandas library with the help of lis, which is pd dot series. Okay, and then we are going to call the series function. Over there I'm going to mention the values. Let's say the values are 5, 6, 9 and 8. Okay, with the help of this one I can easily define a panda series. So you can see that the first value is 5, and it is also showing me its index as well, which is 0. Okay, similarly the second value, which is 6, and it is showing me its index, that is 1, and so on, right? So if I want to change the index values, which mean I want to see that it shouldn't be 0, 1, and 2. It should be either A, B, C, right? So how we can do that? We can write down after the values, okay, which mean after the square bracket, comma, and then we are going to use index is equal to. Okay, so the index are a, that is basically for the value 5. Then the second index we have, let's say, C. Okay, and the third index, let's say we have E. Okay, and then the next index we have, let's say, T. And make sure the number of index should be equal to the number of values. Okay, so if I run this one, now you can see that it has changed those index values. Okay, which is a index is basically corresponding the value of 5. So then we have the C index, and the corresponding value is 6, and so on. It is also showing me the data type, right? Okay, let's say if I want to access the particular pandas series, so how we can do that? Like right now, I have defined this particular series and I want to access this 7. So how can I do that? I can access this 7 value with the help of its corresponding index. So the idea to access this one is, so how you can do that? We can simply write down the object variable, which is obj2, right? And then small bracket, I want to access the corresponding value of b, which is, so double quote b, and then we can see its value. That is basically the corresponding value of b is basically the 7, right? But let's try another way. Like instead of using a single square bracket, if I'm going to use the double square bracket, so then the difference is it is also showing me the index of that value as well, right? So if you are using the symbol index, then it is only showing us the value, but if you are going to use the double square bracket, then it is also show us the index as well as the value as well as the data type, right? So I hope you got the idea, like how we can define a panda series, how we can access its particular elements. So similarly, if you want to access the multiple elements of a particular series, like if I want to see the corresponding value of B, similarly the corresponding value of A, okay, similarly the corresponding value of, let's say, C, then we can also do this way. So you can see that the B and the corresponding value, similarly we have A, right? Okay, so the next thing is, like as I mentioned earlier, that if we have a pandas dictionary, sorry, Python's dictionary, so we can convert that Python dictionary into a pandas series. Like if I have defined this particular dictionary, okay, so right now that is s data, that is the name of the variable in which we are defining a dictionary, okay, storing a dictionary with this is a key, this is a value, and then we are checking its type. So if I run this one, you can see that it is showing me that it is a dictionary, right? Then I'm converting this dictionary into a pandas series with the help of pd.series and then the name of the variable in which we have that dictionary, and then I am printing its type. It is showing me that now it is series. Earlier it was the Python dictionary, but now it is the pandas series. Now I want to see its value, so you can see that now it is showing me with respect to the pandas series, where this is the index, this is the value. Okay, so similarly we can access the element of that particular one. Okay, now I am going to talk about if I would like to change the index sequence, right? I have mentioned that 4.5, that is corresponding to D value, then 7.2 the corresponding value is B. But I want that the A should be comes first and B should become second, but the values of those index would remain same. Okay, like if I want to say that the value of index A comes first, right? So it is going to show us with the help of this reindex function. So how we can do that? First of all, we have defined a series with the index, right? And then before re-indexing it, I am printing that one. So as you can see that the D and the corresponding value is 4.5, B the corresponding value is 7.2, but I want that the first value shouldn't be the D, but it should be A and then minus 5.3, and the second value should be the B, the third value should be the C, and the fourth value should be the D. So that is how we can do that. So I am saying that object 5, which is obj5, that is the name of the variable, and I want to re-index the object 4, which is obj4, and re-indexing A, right? Which means the first value it should be show corresponding to index A, then the second value it should be show corresponding to the index of B, and up to so on. So as you can see that over here we have the index up to D, but right now I am saying that the reindex up to E. So we have the value up to D, but we do not have the value of E. So against E, it is going to show us NaN, which is not available. Okay, not a number, right? So if I run this one, so you can see that corresponding to index A, we have the value of minus 5.3 that comes first. Then we have B, then we have C, and then E. Okay, so I hope you got the idea how we can define a pandas series, okay, as well as how we can change its index, how we can access the particular element with the help of the index, right? Even how we can access the multiple element. Similarly, if you want to change the sequence of the index, okay, so how you can do that? That is with the help of reindex. So thank you so much. See you in the next video. In